Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Steve, welcome if you're new. In today's video, I want to share with you 3 biggest lies that we were told growing up as millennials and Gen Zs. I myself was born in 1997, so that made me technically a Gen Z, but I do see my similarities with millennials, and I sometimes identify myself more as millennial. But I do feel that these 3 lies apply to both of our generations because they were pretty universal. Let's just cut to the chase. The first lie is be loyal to your company, they'll take care of you. I have rapidly becoming more and more red-pilled on this because as I entered the workforce, I'm realizing that the corporate culture is not what I thought it was. At least before I started really working, I felt that companies would kind of like schools, or especially K-12, K through 12. When you get ahead, your teachers would reach out to you and they would want you to catch up. They would try all of these things to pull you up. And they do see you more as a person. But in companies, that scenario kind of changes. Even though it might look similar, in reality, the companies don't really care about your personal growth, your personal progress in the company. They do care about the contributions you make, and by contribution I mean monetary contributions, and how frequent, how consistent you can produce these contributions and values to the company. If they find out that you're constantly getting behind, or you just fail to meet those quotas to hit those numbers, then they're going to rethink about keeping you at the company or at the same role. And we used to believe that we were told as long as you work hard enough and you're faithful enough to your company, you will be rewarded by promotion, a higher salary, or just some of the other extra benefits. But in reality, the very reason why you don't get a promotion might actually be that you are super good at your job, because it takes a lot more for companies to hire somebody else who can, or promote somebody else who can do your job just as well as you do, than moving somebody who doesn't do their job well but having a lot of potentials in leadership. So companies do value potentials in leadership more than your actual hard skills in terms of promotion. And unfortunately, the management positions actually earn way more than the actual ground workers. So that is one illusion that a lot of us have, and I've rapidly become more and more disillusioned with it, with that ideal. So this is why, a very important reason why the Great Resignation happened earlier this year. In summer of 2021, I think more than 4.8 million workers quit their job. A lot of them are actually millennials. And it's probably because they've seen that they're actually no more than a cog in the machine. And to the companies, they are no more than just a number, or something that can produce numbers for the company. And that's also why I do believe that it's really important to have your own side hustles going on, and it's important to have multiple streams of income in today's day and age. And this is to prevent bad things from happening, and then you don't have anything to fall back on. So that's the first lie. And the second lie is that money cannot buy happiness. I would say this lie is partially a lie and partially truth, because there was a study by Princeton University researchers that the magical number for positive correlation between a higher income and a higher level of happiness is $75,000 a year. So in this study, they polled 450,000 Americans, and they found that the happiness caps is at $75,000 a year. If you make more than that, then the significance between your income and happiness become kind of less and less. And sometimes even it's working the opposite. The more you earn, the less happy you become. So that's the rich people problem. And to expand on that, that's the reason why I think it's kind of dangerous to just tell young people that money cannot buy happiness. Is that we automatically assume when we hear that we're on the richer side of that threshold. We thought that we're already on the other end where we don't have to worry about the basic needs for basic quality of life. And in reality, most of people, young people my generation, are struggling to make ends meet. They're living paycheck by paycheck, and it's hard to guarantee a safety in your living condition. And it's also kind of hard with the inflation to take care of your health. And then also, if you don't have enough material qualifications, it's becoming more and more difficult to date, especially for young men. And that's why I think we do need to have this notion in head that we do need to have some level of monetary means in order to at least guarantee that our basic needs are met in life. And to us, a lot of that do correlate with happiness. And again, this is a warning for a lot of young people. Just because for rich people money doesn't buy happiness doesn't mean that we don't need to make more money, especially if you're making way less than 75,000. All right, so that's the second lie. And the third biggest lie for me is higher education is so important that going into student loan for it is worth it. Let me just say this. I did a research on the student loan situation in America, and I found out, I was utterly shocked that Americans now owe an estimated $1.7 trillion in total student loan debt. And that number is growing by the seconds. You can look it up. It's right there. The number is right there for everybody to see. And the top statistics of the student loan debt landscape in 2021 is that 1 in 4 Americans have student loan debt, and that's an estimated 44.7 million people. And then for an average person with student loan debt, that number is $37,000. And remember, you do have to pay interest for it. So the longer you pay for it, the more money you have to pay. So that's a very shocking reality to me. And fortunately, I don't have any student loan debt, and Sean doesn't have any student loan either. But I do feel that a lot of us still fall into the victimhood of you have to have a higher ed degree in order to get to a better position in life. And to me, I truly was convinced that as long as I could get this master's from a prestigious university, I could get such a good job and a good life afterwards. But once I graduated, I feel that reality just slapped me right in the face. I do find out that your major matters way, way, way more than your education level. If you're in the STEM field, then it's probably better to get a bachelor's and go into private sectors. And then it doesn't matter if you have a PhDs or master's in liberal arts, such as English literature or some sort of studies, or even psychology. Your entry level and just medium income level would be at very much below the average. So I saw on this website, Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the labor market outcomes of college graduates by major. For a lot of the liberal arts major, their underemployment rate is above 50%. So that means more than half of the college graduates that finish their school will not get a full-time job when they graduate. So underemployment means you're either getting a part-time job or you're getting additional training so that you can get into a full-time. So that's something that we didn't expect. I certainly didn't expect. And I didn't know there's a thing called adjuncting, especially for people who are interested in getting into higher ed, because there's such an influx of graduates coming into the job market for university positions. Universities don't have enough jobs for these people, at least full-time jobs. So they offer these adjunct positions so that they don't have to pay for these workers' benefits, medical, and retirement. So you can't really make ends meet even if you have a PhD and a couple of $100,000 in student loan debt. So that is very sad, especially when I compare the job outcomes of college graduates from liberal arts college to those tradesmen. So actually there's a shortage in skilled workers worldwide, especially in the North American market. So for an electrician, their median pay is instantly higher than a recent liberal arts college graduate who makes about less than $40,000 a year. An electrician gets paid on average $57,000 a year, and that is only a beginning. And that's the more years you put in, the more money you can make. A lot of electricians can make six figures easily. All you need is a 2-year certificate program or a tradesman degree program, and you just need to finish a paid apprenticeship. So that comparison is very startling. And I do think we need to tell our young people the truth, the reality, as harsh as they might get. And that's why I am making this video, because I do feel very strongly about these lies and how we need the truth for young people, for all of you, for all of us. So what do you think about these lies, and do you feel that they're relevant to you personally? So please tell me what you think and leave them in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing what you have to say. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye, take care.